So things like Black History Month will make sense.
I don't even think it would make sense over there. Because to be honest, it's like, it's American history, it happened. So it shouldn't be, like I say, it shouldn't be specialised for Black history. Do you know what I mean? It just happened, it happened to Black people.
But if you think about it, we were put in slavery for 400 years, and there's been how many other years of Black history, and we focus on those 400 negative years, but look at all the positive Black history there is. Like, there's been so much amazing Black people that, you know, from Africa or the Caribbean, wherever, and they've done amazing things, and we always focus on, oh, Black people feel sorry for us, we went through slavery for 400 years. 400 years is a very, very small amount of time. You look at how long the world has been.
Yeah.
I think Black people are our own worst enemies because we seem to hold on to things that have happened in the past to make excuses for why we're not improving ourselves in the future. So I think we use our colour as a crutch to make excuses for why we're not progressing. So yeah, I think we're worst enemies.
Black people, yeah, they have a lot of history, just like everybody else. But if you're gonna subjugate it into, if you're gonna say that this person, what you're trying to say is that this person, there's a lot of positive things, and it's never mentioned. But if we mention it as,
it will lead to the negative, to be honest.
You think so?
If you mention the positive things, someone will always prefer you back to the negative.
Yeah, but again, positive or negative, it's still history.
You know, you can say, you know, like, mention something positive, they might say, yeah, but you were put into slavery, and then you say, yeah, and look what we've become.
But I don't think we help each other, though, to be fair.
We
like, the banter, especially between, like, Nigerians, Ghanaians, and Jamaicans.
Especially the whole...
It always starts with Nigerians, by the way. They're always cussing someone. It happens to be West Indians or Jamaicans.
Exactly. I mean, you don't get that with other races. You don't get the whole team, dark skin and light skin thing with other races. You don't get that. Do you know what I mean? And I feel in that sort of sense we are our worst enemy, because we need to start, if we want to be equal, we need to start unifying. We need to stop saying we are Black. Do you know what I mean? Stop talking about it, because I get that we need to be proud of ourselves, but at the same time, if we want to be regarded as equals, we need to start acting equal.
But do you think any race is equal? Like, do you think any race?
I don't even think that. I think white people dominate the world, and they dominate Black people, and I think that white people actually set trends for things to happen. That's what I believe. I've said this all the time. If it wasn't for a white person, I'll probably be sitting here not knowing how deep the ocean is, because they're more adventurous. They do things like the guy that just jumped from the sky the other day. He jumped that Red Bull. Can you see a Black person doing that?
Yes.
You can see a Black person who would not think about his 16 children.
You don't know about it, because that's not what you're into.
Come on,
that's it. I have to agree with her, because it's like, it's not that us as Black people, it's integrated on our DNA to be less adventurous.
No. It's not even that about being less adventurous.
Then what is it?
I just think, to be honest with you, I think they dominate. That's the truth.
They dominate is in what
that's
way?
In how do you even put it?
Because you're allowing them. You're in your mind. You think white people dominate us.
I'm not allowing no white person to dominate me. Trust me on that. But I'm just saying, if you put things down, if you look at them and you look at us, they've done a lot due to slavery. Like, they used a lot of slaves to do a lot of things to move ahead, to move far ahead. So it makes it look as if they dominate us. And to be fair with you, if you look at how far they've come and what they've done compared to what we've done, we haven't done shit.
What?
We have not done shit. We have not done shit. Let's be honest with ourselves. Have we done anything?
But the thing is, it's like now you're doing it again. You're separating everything into race again.
No. You said. Do you think that there's a race that dominates another? Isn't that what you said?
I never said that.
Someone asked that. Yeah.
Yeah, someone did ask that. I don't know what's going on, but someone
asked. Do you think all races are equal?
I don't feel that's. And
obviously, in this world, they're not, because we have racism. That is why.
Because
if we don't have racism, yeah, exactly, and we do it to ourselves because of the mindset. If we don't have racism, then it is a very good chance that all races can be equal.
As Black people, I don't think we actually do help ourselves with the whole racism issue. We actually tend to make it hold us back, and all we actually have to do, as Derek already said, is to actually put it behind us and to forget about it and then we'll be able to move on as a race. I mean, it does exist. We can't ignore that totally, but the more we actually ignore it, the better it is for us as a race.
In this world, someone always has to dominate someone.
Yeah.
Someone always has to be better.
Hierarchy.
Someone always has to be better than someone.
So why do we have to separate that into race?
No, we don't have to. Whoa.
That's like me saying. That's right. It's like me saying. In this world, middle-aged people run the world. It's the truth.
Middle-aged.
Middle-aged people run the world. Am I lying?
I don't know about that, man.
Who runs the world then?
I don't know.
Who runs? No, in an age sense, who runs the world?
Actually, yeah, you might be right.
You see what I mean? CEOs are middle-aged.
But he would be white.
Huh?
He would be white.
Why does that matter? Why does that matter?
Well, actually, he won't be white. Wait.
It does matter.
Are Jewish people white?
I don't know why we keep bringing up Jewish people.
But this is what I'm saying. Why do we? This is it. If we're talking about racism, that's when racism starts existing. Do you know what I mean?
Racism always
This-
exists.
yeah,
but
but the thing is,
It's always
It's
existed.
not
It was always going to exist. It's just
it's not.
it will exist. It's
I don't
always
think
going
so,
to
because
exist.
if
Do
you
you
think
know why
about
I'm
it-
saying this? Like even back home in Ghana, we're supposed to be Ghanaians and everything, but certain people frown upon you marrying into another fucking tribe. So that alone is a problem. Back home, we can't even sort it out and want to come here and start fucking marching around with flags and chatting shit on road, holding rainbows and shit,
But the
talking
world,
about.
the world has got
It's not
increasingly
going
more
to
integrated.
work.
If you
Black
think about
people
it,
are just-
in a very weird way, slavery was a good thing for America in the sense of if it wasn't for that, there might not be as many black people in America and even in Britain.
But did they want to
as
go
are
there?
now.
Did they want to go there?
They're not saying that, but that's not. But you have to look at the positive side of things. That happened, so now we have a lot of
But
mixed race.
the positive side of
that's
that
what's going to
is
happen.
America developed and Africa.
Why is that?
That has
For
nothing
me,
to do
that's a
with-
completely different.
No,
But that is going down a different road. Where
No, but she's
That has
saying
nothing to
that's
do
the that's the
you
positive.
can't say that a white person was the person that ruined Africa.
No, I'm not saying they ruined Africa, but I'm saying you're saying there's a positive of racism and that when they're
Not positive of racism. Positive,
no, but you said the
positive
positive
of integration.
yeah. When that happened, is it a coincidence that when the people left or they were taken over there, that Africa went on the decline?
Are you trying to say that Africa didn't have poverty before slavery?
I don't know if we had poverty, I don't know what was there.
Look.
I don't know what was there, but I don't know if we had poverty.
We're going down a different
I don't
road.
know.
My thing is this, the minute you start bringing a person's colour into the conversation, that's when racism comes in.
Definitely.
That's when racism begins. So when we say, all right, so the CEO, when I said the CEO is middle-aged, and then you go, but he was white. I'm like,
So what?
now
He
we're
was
gonna start talking about racism.
Wait, so-
it doesn't matter now.
The only way to deal with racism is to ignore racism.
It's not to ignore racism. It's to stop talking about it. It doesn't.
So
happen.
pretend racism doesn't
It's
exist.
not yet. The minute it's one of those things like
Ignorance
you talk
is
about it,
bliss.
it happens.
There we go.
So you know what I mean? If you don't talk about it, it doesn't happen. Do you have to start changing your mindset. Forget looking at someone's colour. You have to start looking at some people completely different. Do you know what I mean?
But even if it stops from our side, would it stop from the other side? Because, like, a white person would definitely... The first thing they'll see when I go into a room for an interview is my skin. I don't give a toss what anyone says. The first thing they see is a black man sitting in front of me.
Of course, but
So...
But the thing is, but that's it. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
okay.
Even if we stop...
But what comes with the black saying that? Do you know what I mean? If I say, all right, the first person that comes into the room and he's a black person, that's all I think. All right, he just happens to be black. Let's get on with it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit there thinking, oh, he's black. We need to stop having these connotations.
Yeah, but it's not
with,
gonna happen, though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying this is what needs to happen. We need to stop having these connotations with different colours, different races. If I see an Italian person come in, he's gonna. I'm not gonna start thinking,
I just think it's racist
you
straight.
see what I mean? I'm not gonna start thinking he's racist straight away.
See, that's your problem.
You
That's
see
the
what I mean?
world's problem. You don't understand.
Not you specifically,
I'm letting
but
you know what the
people
world's
that
problem
think
is.
in
This
the way
is the
that
world's
you do.
problem. Like, you see a white person, an Italian person, the first thing you think is, he wouldn't pet to call me nigga. If you see a Polish person or a Russian person, you'd think they wouldn't, they don't, like...
The first thing I assume when I see a person is that they are. The first thing I think straight away when I see a person is that this person is going to be a civilized person until he proves me otherwise. Simple as.
I think your
That is how-
experiences have made you think a particular way.
Oh, no. I'm just, just saying it from the... from the other point of view.
I just genuinely feel that racism is one of those rare topics that if you talk about it, that's when it exists. I feel people need to change their mindset about racism and like really stop, black people, and this counts for all races to be honest, if we want to be treated equally, we shouldn't go and have random events for ourselves. Like it's saying, I want to be treated equally, but I want to be treated special at the same time. It doesn't work that way. And I feel the same way about stuff like gay pride as well. Like if you want to be taken as seriously as regular marriage, then don't go and have gay pride.
I think black people are our own worst enemies because we seem to hold on to things that have happened in the past to make excuses for why we're not improving ourselves in the future. So I think we use our colour as a crutch to make excuses for why we're not progressing. So yeah, I think we are the worst enemies.
As black people, I don't think we actually do help ourselves with the whole racism issue. We actually tend to make it hold us back, and all we actually have to do, as Derek already said, is to actually put it behind us and to forget about it, and then we'll be able to move on as a race. I mean, it does exist, we can't ignore that totally, but the more we actually ignore it, the better it is for us as a race.
Black people are their own worst enemies because they don't help themselves get ahead by keep bringing up stuff from the past. I think we should remember our past but still try and move forward as well as we can, especially with the younger generation and our own generation. Just work on ourselves.
Thank you for watching the video. Stay tuned for more. Like our videos, subscribe, share, follow the links below for more information, and stay tuned.
You wanna play with my yo-yo?